What is going on, you guys? The day is October the 16th. I hope this episode finds you guys enjoying your whatever day it becomes. Today's Thursday for me of 2025. I'm staying out here at a Marine Corps base, camping with my dad on the way to Talladega today, which will be an event. But want to talk real quick about something that I feel like can be really, really helpful along a health and wellness journey. Before I do, you guys know, pop in, train on the Blue Chip app. We're still doing a month for free. I honestly have started to think about, bringing that back, rolling that back soon. I don't know when or if it's going to happen, but we're still doing a free month. If you guys listen to this, go to the website, fill out your info, and I'll shoot you an email that, you can ask any questions. We just had a guy yesterday, I know I'm on a soapbox here for a minute, but bear with me, asking me like, hey, I'm a military pilot who flies VIP transport, and I'm looking for the right program for me. Like, what do you recommend? Pretty cool that we're finally speaking to what I'll call our target demographic of people, the people that I want to be in a room with, the people with similar struggles and backgrounds and all those things. But I was super, it's super easy for me to plug in and be like, hey man, like, what do you have access to at your garage gym? What are your goals? What are these things? And I kind of just shot him an email back and was like, hey, this is a program that I recommend. Pop in there, try it out. Obviously we're still free for a month, and you can try that thing out and let it rip. So just free for a month. It costs you $0, and after that, it's less than $1 a day. Which, okay, quick soapbox again. How many of us in the year 2025 go to Starbucks? I'll call it half of the week. We even give you benefit of the doubt. 3 out of 7 days. I've been to Starbucks a handful of times. I'm a new coffee drinker. I have not been as much as some other counterparts. I typically just make coffee at home. How much does a normal coffee cost you? Let's say a normal cup of coffee at Starbucks, $3 or $4, and that's on the low end. But if you're getting one of the frou-frou drinks, a latte, whatever else, probably like $7, right? If you go to get a coffee and it's $7, and you go 3 times a week, that is $21 a week before you add a tip. $21 a week is more than our app costs for a month. That's right, more than it costs for a month. And this is going to help you lose weight, move better, feel better, travel better. You have access to a master nutrition coach who paid a lot of money for certifications to help form real behavior change. Oh man, I can't stress enough the value of what we're providing. Anyway, so I want to hit on today something in training that I think is really important now that I'm off the normal soapbox, and that is going in with a plan. And then I want to talk about a method that I've seen be real effective in my training, as well as in the group training setting. And if there's any other group trainers out there, I'm sure you guys can probably relate to this. But I don't think that we do it enough when we're going to the gym on our own. So 1, go to the gym with a plan. It doesn't have to be a pre-written program, although I think that's probably best. But going in there and being like, okay, today, let's say, for example, what I do. And I'm not saying what I do is perfect. I'm not saying what I do is best. What I do is part of the Exos training model, who trains Olympic athletes, who trains NFL players before the combine. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. What I do is I go in the gym, I do some mobilization, some tissue prep, some dynamic movement. I'll do some power work. I'll do strength work, and then I end typically with some form of intervals, or I'll call like a HIIT style set for those of you that are into that sort of thing, because that's kind of the way I like to train. Now, that's a normal flow. The power, the strength sets are the things that kind of change and shift. So today I was doing a set of heavy cleans, and then I went and did my I'll call strength, which actually ended up being a strength slash hit set because I didn't want to wait super long before we got out of here and headed to Talladega today. So I was in and out of the gym, I don't know, including a warm up, including all of those things. I was probably in and out in 35 or 40 minutes. So, okay, what does that look like? So now you're going in the gym and you have some sort of an idea of what you're doing. I like to do a upper push, lower pull, or lower push, upper pull, kind of like I'll call like working across the X's, i.e. like if you're pulling your upper body, you're pushing your lower body, and vice versa. A lot of single leg work, those types of things, because I'm training for life, to be able to play sports until I die. I want to be, playing a game of pickup basketball or lacrosse when I'm like 85, and then just have a heart attack right there on the field. I think that's a great way to go out for me. But I'm training for those things, and aesthetics are important, but I feel like I've reached the aesthetic that I want. And also I'm able to do the things that I want, which is like, perfect world. Man, it feels like I'm fucking on top of the world because of that. Not every day, but today at least it feels that way. So training across the X's, step one, go in with a plan. Go back to our kind of reason for coming back and recording the episode today. Step two is it doesn't always have to be straight sets. So my bros, this is for my bros out there, which I know there's plenty of you that are out there that exist, that go into the gym and you're like, oh dude, I'm going in, Monday's chest, Tuesday's back, Wednesday's legs, and then you're gonna go whatever, maybe you hit chest twice or back buys, chest tries, whatever you're saying. And I did the same thing. So I'm definitely not faulting that, and I think there's a lot of people that find decent amount of success in that as well. So definitely not a thing. It's tried and true. They're doing compound lifts, they're doing whatever. But if you're somebody who is a pilot, for example, military pilot, commercial pilot, maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a 9-to-5er who you don't have 2 hours in the gym to take 4 minutes between sets to rest so that you can max out on a bench. Or maybe you're over 30 and you're like, dude, you know what? I don't need to bench 315 anymore. I don't need to deadlift 500 pounds. I don't need to squat over 400 pounds, because you know what? If I'm lifting that much weight, I'm probably put myself in a tough situation, and I probably should just ask the dude next to me for help, which, being strong is always going to be cool. I'm always going to love bro lifting, but the days of me loading 315 on a bench are gone. I'm not doing that anymore. The risk reward is not there for me. I want to play sports till I die. I don't want to tear my pec trying to load up to ego lift to show somebody in the gym I don't know how much weight I can lift, and that's just me. But when you go into the gym, back to our initial point, you don't have to go in there and be like, oh, I'm going to go do 10 reps of the flat bench, and then I'm going to do that at 135, and then I'm going to add 50 pounds, and I'm going to do 185 for a set, and then I'm going to do 225, and I'm going to do that 2 times, and then I'm going to go to the incline. And you're doing all this rep-based training, and you maybe don't have that time today or the day that you end up going to the gym, and then maybe you end up skipping it a couple times a week because you've got crying kids at home, because you got a flight that's coming up that you can't skip, when instead you could go in there with a plan to work timed sets. And that's what I really want to talk about today, timed sets. What is a time set? Why is it important? I would venture to guess that this is the biggest miss in the gym for my bro lifters out there, is that you're spending, and sometimes it's important, right, when you're strength training, and I don't want to get into the science behind, adequate wet rest periods and stuff when you're trying to put on size and be a strong man. But let's be honest, most people want to just die shredded. They don't necessarily need to be strong. Like like the guys that are competing in strongman, and you probably don't want to look like that either. Let's be honest. Like those guys are huge. They look like offensive linemen in the NFL, and personally, offensive linemen are sick. Don't get me wrong, but they're in knee braces, wrist braces, elbow braces. Their bodies hurt, and I'd rather look like the running back who's got six pack, shredded up, and super vascular and strong, athletic, fast. You want to play the skill positions. You don't want to play on the line. And again, nothing against the offensive lineman or defensive lineman. You guys are freak athletes too. Myles Garrett's also a tank. So, there's definitely statistical anomalies. But remember that when you're out there, you're doing your damn thing, that you can go in there to a set and you could do a timed work rest set, which I think is something that we kind of miss. And again, this is why I alluded before, group fitness does such a good job, because most of the time, if you're programming a set or rep count, everybody has to be a similar caliber person or have a lot of knowledge about how strong they are and what they can actually move before you can start to do that. And I feel that if you're somebody who is new to training, maybe it's something that you haven't done in a long time, you can be like, hey, I'm going to go in the gym and instead I'm going to grab a set of dumbbells. You can even do it with a barbell too. And I'm going to go lift for 1 minute of work and 30 seconds of rest. And I'm going to do that 5 times or 6 times. And you set your weight, you work for your minute, you take your 30 seconds of rest. And then at the end of that 30 seconds of rest and that minute of work, you're like, I feel like I could do a little bit more. You can adjust the weight in the rest period. And then you get back to it and you kind of find your zone. And what it does is it makes your workouts super efficient. You're getting in there, you're doing your time, you're getting out. You have timed rest sets. Now, again, I said it before, if you're training for strongman, you probably need to take a couple minutes between sets when you're maxing out on a test day or on something like that. But there's so many times I'm in a gym and I see 50,000 people just diddling their phone and not moving any weights and not really training or talking to a friend. And I'm not against all of those things. I think that that's really important, having community. I mean, I talk about that all the time within our community as well, how important that stuff is. But reminder that like you're there to train, you're there to work. And it's important to realize like, hey, if I can be super efficient in here, I can go and do a time set where I'm working a minute on, 30 seconds off, a minute on, a minute off, or whatever, based on my program that I walked into. You can start to optimize the time spent in there, and then really start to see results, especially when you're time constrained. So again, this morning I went in there, I was like, I don't want to be in here for more than 40 minutes. I got in, did my workout, did my prep, and then I went in and all I did was a time set after my I'll call power block of training. And then I worked, a minute on, 20 seconds off. I burned through 12 rounds of that and then I'm out. So think about, not only are you able to optimize, the training style, you get to shift that up, you get to try something new, you get to reduce some of the guesswork. Download an interval timer app, go in there, do a time set, go find some success doing something maybe a little bit different. And if you're one of the gym bros who I was 5 years ago, who every single day you walk in to the gym and you go in and you do 135 for 10, 185 for, call it 8, and then you're working through your chest tries, back buys, and all those things, and yet you still look in the mirror and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm not making any progress. I've stagnated. I don't know what is going on. Reach out to us. Again, we got a free month at least for the foreseeable future. I don't know when it's going to shift, but we're here to support you guys, pilots, especially shift workers, people that are have challenging work schedules, limited time available to them. We're here for you. So that's all we got for you guys today. Check out the campsite. We're ready to rock. Talladega, here we come. Boogity, 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 boys. Let's go racing. Peace out.